Yeah. Look, back and I'm better than ever. I think I got a vendetta. Oh, now they call me, I seen them. All of those times getting severed. I told them all I can let up. They get not tired of me never. Give me a shot and I swear I shoot like Berettas. Yeah. They getting nervous, I seen it. What I seen, you wouldn't believe it.
That's got to be a violation. That's
There's no way that's not a violation.
We're not getting money tonight, boys.
We're under a minute.
No way that is not a copyright material. So
I tell you what, Phil, if we get a violation, I will give you my cut of the money. You can have it. That is guaranteed not a violation.
Man, I'm giving you a cut of the money. Help me help you.
What's the process like on that, Wes? How many different ones do you go through and you're like, that's the one?
Man, honestly, I like to change it up. I just
audience.
What's that?
Is it a dartboard? You throw a dart and it's stuck on that.
I really do. I mean, everybody hears rock. You know, I don't think they want to hear too much of the country.
Goes to like the top 100 hits. That's probably Drake or something, or
Dude, let me tell you something. That guy has tens of fans. The guy that I just picked out, literally tens of them.
Hey, well, wait till they figure out he's been on the intro of their show. Man, he's gonna have that.
So to make Bill feel better, I go to a website that I subscribe to. That is, you pay for it, and that gets you through the royalties, and you can play it on stuff. Now, if I ever stop subscribing, they will go back and ban every one of our episodes. So I need $4,000 by the time the show's up.
Yeah.
And how many of our episodes have been banned from his guarantee?
Two of them.
One of them.
No.
2 out of 6, man, that ain't bad. 2 out of 6, man.
Two of them. That's
of them. They won't ding you.
Hey, I want to go back and play your dance video. I thought that was awesome. I can't.
Did we get banned on that one? That one's no
We
good.
did. That was one that got banned on because that was a legit song in there.
Yeah, it got
so.
We gotta get the audio out, right?
I can overlay some of our own audio, but it would not look right with you jumping around with some banjo music in it.
And Wes singing in the background.
Yeah. Guys, you let us know what song you want me to overlay on the field dance, and I'll do it.
Burner.
Oh, yeah. God, that's perfect. Oh, this is the 30th episode, man. Thank you.
We are on number 30. We are 30. We're 30 tonight. So
hell yeah.
So yeah, it's man, if all you guys are watching reruns or listening to it on Spotify, we do the show live on YouTube. And if you're watching it on Facebook and you see people making donations and buying drinks, all that stuff happens on YouTube. So go over to the YouTube channel if you want to buy our guest a drink. But I think what's tonight's drink, Phil? We got a drink.
Oh yeah, man. So man, this is my selection process. We talk about Wes's selection process on the intro music. Man, I got a whole process for drink selection, kind of depending on the mood. Man, I was definitely feeling Reka tonight. So man, I just went onto their website. They got a cocktail section, and man, we jumped on the Long Iceland. So man,
nice.
They're good. Man, y'all check out the cocktail section of the Reka for some delicious.
Reka is official sponsor, one of the sponsors for the podcast. But yeah, and I did deliver some Reka to Wes this weekend when we were in Pine Bluff. So.
Watch it. You
still have the Reka to get stolen.
No, hey, Phil, I'm just saying there's been some drama. So don't say what I think you're about to say. Little barbecue drama. So we'll have to get Shane in the comments to talk about who not to tag when you're trying to make a funny post and it goes wrong.
Yeah, man. Don't tag them while you're there. I think you're safe if you tag them when you're not there. They can't come and get you. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
What are we on?
Huh?
Yeah.
What did I miss?
Man, I don't know the details. Wes knows more of the details.
So the details just give you a 30,000 foot view. He's making a funny post. We're all trying to be funny and have drinks, and he shows a couple of his pistols, and he was like, when you're in Crime Bluff, you come prepared or something to that knowledge. But he tags the city of Pine Bluff. So every swinging dick and whoever in that city attacks them. To the point where he had to take it off and like issue an apology.
And you refer to this person as he. Is that as specific as we're going to get?
Well, let's just say it's the worst half of Fireball Lacey. But it wasn't Lacey. It was the other. Love you, Shane. Don't tag.
I think they lost their Fireball sponsorship over the deal. So.
Yeah. They were coming to whoop that ass. Let's be honest. Big boy had to back out.
But hey, let's look at this. And me and Phil were talking about this earlier. Is how many people have been on our show on a Tuesday and then went and GC? I mean, David and Joel. They were Tuesday, and then they GC'd that weekend. How many times does that happen?
Well, we know of one.
No, I think two. I think Levi went and GC'd in Colorado the weekend after.
I think he did. So that's two.
And then anytime Janky's been on the show and Brad, man, I think they've GC'd the week after.
Yeah, I think they were the only ones that did it. They GC'd before and after the show. So. And hell, our star co-host over here, he goes out to Utah and pops one. You're guaranteed a GC if you come on the Chicken Fried Show, guys. Guaranteed.
It's looking that way.
So, but before we go any further, guys, stop what you're doing right now. Like and share the show, please, for us. It helps out tremendously. And I can see what you're doing over in this corner. So if you don't do it, we're going to call you out. We know who does it. We know who doesn't.
So you can tell from a producer side, huh, of what they're doing.
Yeah, you got analytics.
Yes, yeah, we have AI running over here. I will call you out. I'm just saying. But you were talking, Reka, man. We really appreciate those guys. Let me throw them a little love in the show real quick.
Well,
smoothest vodka I'd ever had.
You guys tried it all on the trailer for the first time, huh? You enjoyed it.
Smoothest vodka I've ever had, Phil. You're not lying. Like, you can't smell it. Like, you're like, man, this ain't even vodka.
Since you've been on the show.
What's that?
I said Louis hadn't cooked since he's been on the show.
Yeah, I know, right?
Think of all the money you saved. That's a GC, bro.
Yeah.
He did cook this weekend. It was good to see you, Louis, and he got in there. He got something. Man,
as
Jesus. Far as me, man, I'm just out there looking for a call these days. So.
The first time that Hannah's been on the show. So shit. Just everybody, let's keep this thing rated G. So thank you, my man. That deserves a little donation.
Shiggin. Raise your glass and salute the one who donated for this good time.
Nah, I didn't mean for that to go. A little hiccup. We're having technical issues over here.
Man, he's a little rusty from all that walking he did over the weekend.
That's true.
No,
he was bitching about, man, I'd crawl over broken glass to get a third, and all of a sudden,
third. I really wish I would have got at least reserve, man. Yeah, really.
Don't hate, bro. Well, honestly, hey, it's one of those, and you guys know this. You'd almost rather get third by under 5 to 7 points. You're like, all right, I wasn't in it. But when you're 1/100th of a point from reserve, and I could have reserved with my good friends, like my barbecue fam, Kith and Ken, which would have been awesome. That 1/100th of a point at that one cost $5,000 difference. They were paying some just tons of cash, and I'm like, yeah, that third is nice, but shit. So, you know how it is.
I think we talk about mine and Phil's cooks all the time, Wes. And, you never actually go out and cook, but you did this weekend, and man, you came out third overall. Man, what did you? What were your places again? You got a first chicken, didn't you?
We started out, man, with a bang. I knew the moment we got that. There's a lot of things that are like, hey, we're going to have to hope we hit some good tables, and we know it. We know when we turn in good stuff and stuff we don't like. When I had the chicken for the first time, and I told pretty much anybody that would ask, I knew then we were in it. I told Hannah, and I'm bad about being superstitious. I don't like jinxing anything, and I ate it. I said, y'all both come in here. If we don't win chicken, I said, I don't know how to cook a better chicken. I don't know if somebody came over and did something, sprinkled a little. Dude, it was perfect. Every bite. So, that's one of those you turn in and you end up getting 23rd and you're like, man, what happened? But we popped a good chicken call. And honestly, man, I thought our cook overall was great. I thought even our brisket, which we, Bill would tell you, Bill gets third. We tie for third, and I lose a tiebreaker all the way down to 6th. And that cost a few $100. And I'm like, God dang it. But, even the brisket, everything was perfect. So I knew we had a good cook. Who just knew it was that close, man. And I think it went down.
Tied for brisket. What were you? I was third.
It was four ties, 3rd to 6th. And you won it with I think it was a 176.5, and it goes. I think you ended up with $700 or $800, and I ended up with 2. So
yeah. Money drops fast.
It does. It drops really quick. So you lose a tiebreaker there, but that's the way it happens. And all you want to be is.
Did you walk ribs or no?
I did not, man. I ended up walking on the two of my weaker categories, chicken and brisket. And pork and ribs have always carried me. If I can get middle calls with chicken and brisket, I usually can pull out good high calls on the 2 middle meats. Didn't hear my name, but when I go back and look at the scores, which I think you did as well, it was real flat. Like the scores were flat. So when you didn't have the big drop offs like some of them, you go from a 176 to a 171 in 3 spots. No, from 15th to 25th, it may have been like 2.5 points difference.
Yeah.
So it wasn't.
Same chicken you always cook, Wes? No changes? Appreciate it, John.
No changes, man. I take that back. I don't know if I can really divulge whose it was, but I did get it. We traded some recipes, and I did do a little bit of different with a little extra. And I will admit, and I'll go ahead and say on the show, I did add a little Heath Riles chicken brine in there.
Oh,
so it was good.
And was it legs or thighs, or would you cook?
It was thighs. I'll cook thighs. I think a perfectly cooked leg is going to always beat a perfectly cooked thigh. But I think you have a range on thighs that you can mess up a little bit where you really don't have that on legs. And so
after my results, I don't think the range is pretty
big. Chicken table. They was allergic to chicken. Bill.
I think so. I think
we looked at that.
Talk to Jason about that too. Jason's Jason Cole. He's our guest tonight. Was he a former board member as well?
Man, he was the former president.
Oh shit!
Okay. Like he don't do boards. He does running the whole damn thing. That's what he does.
The whole motherfucker. Okay.
Exactly. Okay. That's El Presidente, buddy.
Yeah, we'll load him up with all kinds of stuff too. So, man, guys, might as well. They're smoking and toasting with the big 99 cents. I'm gonna get a fresh one for that. Let me get a fresh one. Buddy, thanks, man. I think Caesar had a good camp. I think was he RGC or no?
Yeah, I think so. Sounds right.
Yeah. We've got some. I want to say our audience is some of the best cooks in the country. We'll have people in the comments at multiple GCs and RGCs. So, man, I'm proud of that. Kudos, guys.
No, I saw Donnie Howard. He was in the comments. I'm sure he's still on the show. He got his first RGC. Congrats. I saw him earlier. Man, I think Wes should be keeping up with the comments, but he missed that one. That's all right. We won't hit him too hard,
Man, he's too busy talking about that first place chicken. How good it was.
It's not like it. It doesn't happen, man. Come on. Come on, Phil. Shit. He's got to cook, bro. That's it.
Man, you had a great weekend. Congrats, bro.
And we get to try to do it in the Hornets Nest in Jonesboro this weekend. And, I like that cook. And to be honest with you, it's always had some good teams that mixed in with some locals. I think this is going to be the hub for every top cook in the country, has decided, because you bring Janky and you got rooters and tutors and they're trying to block each other. And you got all these top teams that are like, well, we got to go there to block. It's a freaking Hornet's Nest. So we'll see. We'll see if we can run it back.
And who won it last year? Do you remember?
Last year, I won it the year before. And then last year, they had it on the same weekend as the Royal. And they did that. They didn't mean to do it, but they had already booked. They have a huge concert all weekend. I mean, beautiful professional stage. It runs Friday and Saturday night. And they had already signed the talent and on a contract, so they couldn't move it. I want to say Memphis Original won it last year. Brandon Norman.
Shoot, yeah.
Yeah.
What do we know about our guest tonight? You're a lot closer to our guests than, say, me and Phil. I mean, I see every time I'm at a big contest, I see him on the stage. But I know he got a first place rib there. We were in Lebanon. But I think the Royal as well, huh? Both.
That's all this guy does. If you don't know, like everybody in the country, especially KCBS, knows Jason, the most professional barbecuer out there, man. I call him the gentlemanly assassin. You super nice guy. You think he's going to sell you some insurance, real button up guy, and then he just kills you at an awards and just walks away with it. It's a phenomenal person, but probably the best rib cook in KCBS. I genuinely mean that.
Are we going to shig him on some ribs tonight, or? I mean, is there something we got?
I tried to shig him last night.
A lot of Texas teams going to the Royal, and they'll be trying to get those last little bit nuggets before they head to the Royal, me included. So we'll see what we can squeeze out of it. Huh? You tried to get the recipe or no?
I did. I tried to buy a recipe. I didn't ask. I didn't friendly ask him. He'll even tell you. I said, "Hey, bro, I will complete the album." And let me tell you what he did. He just totally avoided the question.
He's a professional.
He is a professional. He just kind of changed the topic. And I was like, okay, I see how that's going to be.
Man, a lot of times avoiding is the professional path.
That's right.
It is.
Kids are professional at it,
Yes.
They'll tell you the wrong rub, Phil. Like, I'm sponsoring you. He's got them all covered up
all the time. Well, I don't want them to know what I'm using. How's it helping me? Thanks, kid. And he'd be like, "Don't use that. It's so fake." Man, all you got to do is don't hide. Just quit hiding it. Really?
He's got Phil's rubs put in Walmart shakers and on the counter so they can't tell what they are.
It's the only black rub out there right now. He's like, "Oh, I made that."
Man, I did. I got a little bit of the seasoning off the inside of my pit, rolled it around, made it black.
I call it transition to black. I love it. But yeah, guys, if y'all going to ask questions off of a rib guy, this is your guy tonight. The last two world champions, he's won ribs. God, I can just go back and back, and I'll even show you what happens at the Royal.
Discovery, right? I mean,
just one and he doesn't even cook that much. That's it. He used to be all over the country. Now he just comes out and ruins people's weekends occasionally. So
how many teams were at Festival of Discovery? That's a big cook-off. Yeah.
I want to say 90. You cooked it both of you guys cooked it a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah.
It was about 80 or 90 teams.
It's pushed 100. It's a big contest.
Big contest, big party, hot as hell, a lot of money.
A lot of vendors, a lot of turkey legs,
a lot of elephant ears.
Where it's where it's not hot. It's hot as hell pretty much anywhere, right? But man, shout out to anything sub 80 out there if you care to, just so I could maybe think about visiting.
It's a big winner from last week. Yeah.
There he is. There they are. That's David and his team, what I just read on their webpage. They put on there in the comments, congratulations to David and his team. No mention of Joel whatsoever.
Congrats, guys. That was awesome. A lot of money.
Yeah, it was. It was awesome. Get to see it firsthand too.
Yeah, and we got to hear about it the week before. You know, man, we've taken a few months off. We'll see how it goes. It's been a rough year, but bam.
Kind of a big deal, and it's also no big deal.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Absolutely.
What we got here? Let's go ahead and bring him in. We'll talk about this real quick. Got a little comment. What do you say, Jason? How you doing,
There
brother?
he is.
What's going on,
How do
buddy?
you like being backstage and having all of us talk about you?
It's a trip. It's a trip.
Yeah.
You know, first I want to say thanks for having me on with 2 world champions in Wes. So I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I actually like to introduce myself as the backup real world champion at the Royal.
And that's
If he can't do his duties, it falls to me.
that sounds like a circle back. Man, and he was professional about it too. He said and West, not West. You know,
Yeah.
Probably
Well, he don't
one of
want
the more
these
professional
hands.
guests we've ever had on the show. He cleans it up a lot. This is good for the show.
Brian Payton says it right. Jason is that guy that shows up with 2 butts, some ribs from Walmart, and he'll hang a 7-on-7 on everybody,
We just
and
get
then
lucky
complain about it.
That's it.
A nice Angus. What brisket is it? A nice Angus?
Nice, Angus. Yeah, that's
No,
the
back in the day, I used to cook proms, but then I've been cooking
40
in-house.
bucker.
Yeah.
And how many years did you cook hard, Jason? How many years did you pedal down on it?
We went pretty hard in, I guess, 17, 18, 19. And when I say hard, I think we did 15 to 16 contests. And I've got 2 young boys, or they're not young anymore, but I had 2 young kids at the time, and it's just really hard to get out and compete when you got young kids at the house. So, but now we'll probably do anywhere from 8 to 10.
No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal.
No big deal. We're still
Chase
running
is
the.
here.
We got.
Yes,
we do
that's
have,
right. We're just hoping to get a call. That's our goal when we go to a contest, is hope to get a call. There's a lot of really good cooks out there. So, we show up, we want to show out, but it's tough nowadays.
And Jason,
Yeah,
you've moved some cooks here lately. You started out, you were one of the only cooks that I know that used to run the Fast Eddie.
Oh yeah.
What are you on now? What did you transition to?
We went to drums about 2 years ago. We ran our Fast Eddie from like 2014 till just a couple of years ago, and we did well. We had calls, we had grants, reserves, all that kind of stuff. But we were at the KCBS Invitational in Gadsden, and yeah, and, Eric,
We don't really care. What's that rib recipe? We want to transition into that softly.
Yeah. Thanks, Jason. If you can start with your injection,
Yeah.
we'll get you through this thing.
If we have enough time, we'll get to the smoker.
Oh, seriously, though, we love you, but we'll get it here in a minute.
Carry on, please. Carry on. Man, you got 2 more minutes to talk about the smokers, then we'll get to those ribs.
yeah. One thing I noticed was a lot of guys that finished in the top 15, either on stick burners or on drums. So I cooked with my father-in-law, and I told him, I said, "Hey, we're switching to drums next year," and he's like, "You're crazy," and I'm like, "Oh, we're doing it." So I bought some drums from Brian Jarvis, and went to Sip and Swan the next year. Really didn't know what I was doing. We screwed up chicken pretty bad, but we got 2 calls in Sip and Swan, and ever since then it's been going pretty well.
Yeah,
that's another big contest. Sip and Swine's another big contest.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it is.
let the viewers of Texas know Sip and Swine and Festival Discovery are both really big contests out there. Outside of your contest, now I haven't cooked yours, but I've cooked both of those, and they're usually pretty stacked. Now I don't think yours is probably any different because you've transitioned not only from a cook, you were a board member, I guess the president of KCBS at one time, and
I wasn't the president, but I was a board member. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you were the president.
Say I'm the president.
Well, I was actually told that everybody called you El Presidente, so I thought you were.
Yeah, that's a inside joke, but yeah,
Okay.
I'm not the president, but I served on the board for a little while, and then I've done it all. I've done cook, judge, organize, the whole 9 yards.
we got a Pit Father donation here.
He's he walked by all happy and smirking, and he gets that second place chicken, and they call us, and it looked like I literally kicked his damn dog. He didn't like that. Appreciate it, buddy.
Are you drinking anything tonight, Jason, or no? Are you just
Yeah, I got me a little cerveza.
Okay, there you
I'll
go.
join with you.
Well, I don't know if you've ever watched the show, but when people do donate, we'll sip for them, So
Hell
appreciate the donation, Eddie. So
hell yeah, we'll talk afterwards, boss. We appreciate that. And everybody has to tune into his show tomorrow night, man. So Smoking Gooder show. They do a good job over there.
Do you know who the guest is tomorrow night? Eddie, did you figure out who I told him to get David and Joel. I don't know if they got them. So.
Oh, they need to, for sure.
They do, yeah, for sure. So I don't know who their guest is, but
if everybody doesn't know this, and I hope you don't mind me saying, but see, he's got a pretty tough cooking partner, Mr. Dennis. He is what, a 3-star general?
Yeah,
3 or
he's
4?
retired 3-star. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if somebody said in the comments, he can't fail. He'll get his ass with it. He cannot.
Dennis is he's just an awesome guy, and he helps. He does help make the boxes, and he washes dishes, and he does have a really good palate. So when we get ready to box, he tastes and says, "Hey, I like this, I like that." But he's just a really stand-up dude. No one would know that he's a retired 3-star if you didn't know it. He doesn't act like it, so we have a good time.
Does he know the rib recipe or no?
He knows parts.
He knows parts.
Yeah. He always asks me every contest. We'll get there, and he'll go, "So did you change anything?" I'm like, "Well," and I don't tell him beforehand, because if I do, he'll freak out. So I'll tell him after the fact. Well, I tweaked this or tweaked that. So yeah.
It sounds like you got a lot of Kit Polk similarities between shopping and pretty much how you dish out the info. Man, I'm sent on the wrong direction until afterwards. You're recapping it. Man, we gotta have a KP clone going on over here.
Oh, I do actually have. Hang on, man. I do have a KP clip. We'll play that real quick, Les. We will play one of them. So this is JP. JP cooked with him at the Outlaw, and man, I probably should have done that early on. But we're gonna do KP impersonation. So if you wanna be on the show, do a KP impersonation and send it to me on Messenger. We'll get. But here is JP's and. I think it's an impression of KP. So, see if the producer can pull it up.
Were you wanting me to do it?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, hanging out at Shane's trailer, Damn Yankee Texas Barbecue, a couple weekends ago at an Outlaw, and Shane asked Kid. He said, "Hey man, what pit did you bring with you this weekend?" He said, "Oh man, I got Chop Job this weekend. Chop Job will get her done, man. Chop Job is gonna do a good one for me. Messed around, got a first place brisket, man. Look, I gotta let Bill know about that."
Could you imagine Kit and the general hanging out? That is two ends of the spectrum right there. He's so buttoned up. Kit's just shoot from the hip. They might be best friends.
Now, I have the clip that you got from the weekend, but I never did talk to him to get permission. So,
it's a good one. Guys, it's a good one.
It was a good clip. I don't think he would mind. I felt like, man, he didn't mind me filming it. So I feel like, in fact, I think he might have said it's cool.
I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Put this on me, but I'm going to play it. Just so, give us just a second. Here we go.
Is this the new lid?
The new lid. This is the shit. See? Upside down. Yeah. You flip it up. You see it.
Did you make that?
Homemade.
What was the other one?
A
You used to have a green one on there, didn't you?
number 8 bowl.
A number 8 bowl?
Yeah, and it works for a hat in your garden.
Did you have that laying around, or you found it somewhere? Where'd you get that?
It can be an airhead. It's got a vent on the top. See? Airhead vent.
Did you put the vent on there?
Yeah. Look, M grills. Right on. straight off the M grill.
And what's all is that rust or what's all over it?
That's a little rust, and plus I gave it a splatter.
Little splatter job?
Yeah, but that's
That sucker's still warm, huh?
Little boy stays warm for hours. It did.
Where's your other lid? How come you have that lid?
It flew off between here and Dallas.
Hey, folks, you keep your eyes peeled. If you see a green, that went on a.
It was there for 20 years.
What did that come off of? What did that come off of?
Little boy.
I know, but
Cajun grill, I think.
Cajun grill. If y'all see a dark green vented lid somewhere between Hondo and Dallas, man, it might be Kit Polk's. But he said he don't even want it back and keep it. Just let him know you found it.
I don't want to be fined for living. It was his stuff.
He said the number 8 bowl's working better anyway.
Yeah. See, it's got a nice gate. You can throw your beer cans in later.
Yeah, shit.
This is
melt it down, maybe make a necklace or a bracelet or something.
Grill right here.
The old
30 years old. We turned it sideways and made a pit out of it. Class material there.
One of a kind, huh? There's not 2 of those, is there?
It cooks good flavor.
How'd the chicken turn out today?
Perfect. Whether they like it, I don't know.
All right, people. That's the rundown on Little Boy. That's the newest update. All right, Polk. Good luck today.
Good luck.
Could you imagine, Jason, the friendship that could bond there?
Oh, yeah, it would be a friendship. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't think you probably never met KP, huh? Jason?
No, I've never met him. No.
It sounds like we need
He's
to
a
make
legend,
this
man.
Dennis would have a glass of bourbon with him. I'll tell you that much.
Yes, he would.
When will I see?
I don't
When will I
think-
see you, Jason? Are we cooking at a contest anytime? Where? The roll? You cooking the roll?
Yeah, we're going to the Royal. We're going to the Jack. I think our next contest is the Jack. We've got some personal stuff going on, so I won't be able to go out until the Jack. I was hoping to get out this weekend, but it's not going to work out. So
hey, we'll be at the Jack, and KP will be at the Jack.
my father-in-law will be there. So yeah, we'll have to get them hooked up.
Oh.
They'll have to have some product, you know.
I don't think people.
KP segments. We got some good ones coming up soon. Give us a few weeks.
Hey, I really don't think people realize the world-class jorts that Kit wears. Those are world-class. Did you see that? He's not even from Florida either. I mean, dude, that is phenomenal.
Man, he'll pull some moves on the attire for sure. He'll pull some moves.
For sure.
He makes it work.
He's the
Yeah.
only one
So
that can pull it off.
yeah, I'm.
Back to the rib recipe. Let's get back to the rib recipe, huh?
Yeah, back to the rib recipe. All right.
Back to the matter at hand. Enough
All right.
bullshit. Running out
We're
of
going to
time.
start with some beef ribs.
Beef ribs.
Beef ribs.
You see where this is going.
Yeah, you're not getting anything out of this boss man tonight. I can assure you. I even pulled the friendship card. Like, I've known you for a while.
Yeah, he did.
Pretty
He
close.
was pressing hard last night. He's like,
Hey,
"Dad, what do I got to do to get you in that car today?"
You got to
I use car salesman there too. Whatever I win, I'll give you a 15% of it. I promise. Oh,
Thanks
hell
for
yeah.
John wants to listen to ribs, you know.
Some
Yes,
ribs, right? I mean,
look. Let's try this. Let's start backwards. Let's don't start with the rib recipe.
Yep.
Hey, Jason, can you tell us how you like to find your tenderness on your ribs? If you care to talk about it.
sure, I'll talk about it. I don't go by
No loss.
stump per se. I'll check them. I was telling Wes last night. I'll check them around 10:35 and see where they're at. And I'm mostly probing it.
Your time got to that point, right? No probes. You go to a time where you're checking. Is that right?
Yeah. So I mean, I know on the drums, I'm still learning. So I'm still, I'm not the best drum cook out there. But
obviously, no big deal.
no big deal.
Give me time. I'll win some big contests.
So around 10:35, like 10:30, I do something with chicken. I forgot what it was. 10:35, I'll check the ribs to see where they're at. Just checking for tenderness. I'll check it with a thermopin, but I'm not looking really at the temp. I'm just checking for tenderness. I like them to be a little over. I like a softer rib. Wes and I were talking about this last night. I like a softer rib. I think it scores better. So, but it's as far as temp, I mean, they're temping probably 208, 210, 211s around there. But I want to be on the higher side. Details. There you go. Details. I want a higher temp.
I like it. So you're talking, man, me and Bill, we're Texas. We're familiar with Texas tenderness. So, man, when we talk about, man, up there, man, they get pretty tender. So you're pushing those zones, right?
I push them on, and then after they're done, I'll put them in the Cambro, let them rest. They typically rest a little while, then I bring them out about for KCBS timeline. I bring them out typically around 15 after, maybe 20 after, and I start slicing and picking the ones I like, saucing, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, I like a more tender rib, and I have been using primes. We use primes we use naturals at the Royal, and we use primes at the KCBS Invitational. So, yeah.
And do you notice, Jason, any difference, like if you were to run Smithfields or any of the other rib? I mean, have you, throughout your years of cooking, as far as the brand of rib, have you noticed any particulars as far as, man, these tighten up a little more in the Cambro, these don't, these do?
I used to an Allegiance a long time ago, and they used to be a really good rib, and of course they had pork butts too, the West Creek brand, and the ribs are just so spotty, hit and miss. And I mean, you can get a case, and out of the case you get maybe 3 or 4 racks that you can actually use. So I don't, I just right now, I'll be honest, I order all my meat off of Cordy Meats. Jay's a good guy. He's actually one of my customers, so shameless plug there. So I'll call him up and I'll say, hey, can you send me, 5, 6 racks of ribs and 5 or 6 pork collars? And typically, what I get from him is they're all great. So, but yeah,
I've used Cordy a couple times. I was on the road doing that, and man, Jay, they took care of me. Man, I was real happy with everything I got. Man, the boxes kind of fell apart. The boxes are a little shitty, but man, little gringo told me to say that shit. I couldn't almost get it out of my mouth. I got to backtrack on that. The boxes were great.
Well, he just switched to a bigger box, a stronger box, so it won't happen again. So
that was man, he's setting me up. He's setting me up for failure. The boxes were great, and Cordy did a great job. So
they do a great job. So I used to run Allegiance. I tried Smithville at one time. I've tried about all of them. The only thing I haven't really tried is Compart, and just to be honest, I don't make West money, so I can't afford those Compart ribs.
Guys, I have spent $1.25 of every dollar I've made. You can do it too. I'm just telling you. Sign and drive those ribs today. You can't take it with you, bro. Just spend it.
I've never seen a U-Haul behind a hearse. You gonna use that one too?
That's exactly best statement of the night. That's exactly right, man. Just spend it. Look, I told my daughter, "You're on your own when I die. You got to make your own money.
Yeah, you got to make your way, honey."
Yeah. Until I can win a world championship, we're not going to have anything at this house. You understand?
Wes is trying to time it where that last check he writes before he dies bounces.
I just want to pay for my funeral, and that's it. Yes, just want to pay for the funeral. That's all I'm asking. Don't want to leave them with anything.
So you cooked Festival Discovery. You won that one. Had you cooked? When was your cook before that, Jason? Did you have? How long had it been?
It'd been over a month since we cooked.
Yeah.
I like Festival Discovery. That was our 3rd time to go. It's just they do a really good job.
Yes, they do.
Great festival. It's just a lot of good cooks from a good part of the country come over there. And you get to see a lot of people you don't really get to see much. It's about an 8-hour drive for us, but I really enjoy that contest. So they do a phenomenal job. So was super excited. To be honest with you, as you probably know, I didn't really care for my cook. I didn't like it. I didn't like anything I turned in at all. So we went to awards pretty this is going to suck. We're going to have the case of the sits today. And, it turned out a little different, which is great. I mean, it was a blessing. But we thought everyone thought Bad Rooster had won it because he had 3 calls.
So, high calls, 3 high calls.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then when they got down to top two, you know, I'm thinking we had two calls. We came in second in brisket, and we had I don't know, 7/8 call in chicken, I think it was. So we wasn't thinking first place, but hey, we'll take it. We'll take
Right.
it.
Yeah. Well,
Talk about the
Jay,
Royal. You had 3 calls at the Royal, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that one's kind of, where did you land overall that day?
Sixth.
Oh,
was it
oh.
6? I thought you were 5th, but obviously you were 6th.
Maybe 5th or 6th, but
You were 5th.
It probably don't
No,
matter.
we were sitting next to each other, and I remember because when they called him 5th, I was like, "Who in the heck?" Because you were the only 3-call team there, right? I believe so.
We're the only 3 call, and freaking Yardbird killed us. And we knew when we turned it in, we knew it wasn't good.
Okay.
It just never got to temp. It wasn't our best entry, but we were.
You were
my
hoping
buddy
it
Jeff.
wasn't that bad. Right?
My buddy Jeff, he was with me from Alabama, and he ran to turn it in because we waited to the last minute to turn that thing in, and it just wasn't our best turn in, and we knew it. So, but we were shocked to get 3 calls. That was pretty nice.
Where did you land in chicken? When I never went back and looked at it where it killed you. Where did you fall?
I don't know exactly where we fell. I mean, we had
It hurt too much to look, didn't it?
Can't get no more ribs. Can't get no more rib tips. Shit. Exactly.
Hey,
Yeah,
we started chicken. We're going to get the ribs. Ribs is next, you know. So
yeah. He will give you his chicken recipe, people. Just wait a minute. No money required. You go right ahead. He's like, got it. No, we were sitting next to each other, and honestly, when I heard the 3rd call, the brisket call, because I thought we were pretty neck and neck there for a minute. I mean, literally, we get second in ribs, you get first, and then we're sitting on stage coming off. You get, what was it, like 13th or something, or 14th in pork? I get 13th.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God, we're in this thing.
Yeah.
And then when you pop the brisket call, I was like, he just won it.
Yeah. We got like 13th or 14th in ribs. I'm sorry, in pork, and then we got 13th and 14th in brisket. So yeah, we're going up to when they start calling top 10. You know, we're thinking, all right. I'm not thinking we won it because our chicken was that bad, but hey, you never know. It could be. You never know, right? So, but I mean, it was an awesome experience. I like the Royal. It's fun. It's a fun cook, and you get to see so many teams, so many barbecue family from all over the country. So, and you know, it's a crapshoot. Honestly, it really is. But it's fun to go to.
Absolutely. And let me go ahead and.
2 a.m. is phenomenal time. I'll tell you that right now.
What's that again?
Waffle House at 2 a.m. is just an awesome time.
I don't know if I can do that again, but we're going to try it. We had a good time.
Goals, Wes. You got to have goals.
Well, it did. Like I said, if it gets the calls that we got there, I think we're going to do Waffle House at 2 a.m. again.
I think so.
Damn right.
That was also the cleanest Waffle House I've ever been in my life. And I didn't believe it was a true Waffle House. They mopped the floor. There was no crumbs on the counter. Clean. Man, I was like, I don't like this. This seems a little off.
It must get a little cleaner the further north you get.
It does. The eggs were refrigerated. They're not sitting over the stove.
This was not a Mississippi Waffle House.
No, I've actually seen chickens hatch at our Waffle House.
We were going to do eggs, but all we got today is chicken.
Yeah. What are these chicks doing? Like, we didn't get the orders we thought. They hatched.
Very tender. Very tender.
That's very fresh. Very fresh.
Exactly.
And the little bitty baby feathers pretty much just dissolve when you eat them.
we had a really good time, man. That was one of my better times there. So, yeah, we'll have to do that again. Looking forward to seeing everybody there.
Yeah.
And I think too, man, I mean, just kind of switch gears a little bit. You know, Jason's obviously, man, he's got a couple wooden trophies, or was that your first one?
That was our first square trophy. I mean, we went, honestly, the last time we went to the Royal was, I think, in 18. And we hadn't been back since.
Wow.
So I told my father-in-law I love to go. And he didn't want to do the drive because it's a long drive. So I called my buddy Jeff and I was like, hey, won't you come with me? So we drove up, and I've got some customers in Kansas City. So we drove up and had some customer visits. And
Paid
then,
for his trip.
paid for my trip.
Pro tip, guys.
Yeah, write those mileage off, right? So that was good. Went and ate at Q39 and had a good time, and then we went over to the Speedway on Thursday. So it was an awesome time. I would love to go back every year. It's just a fun time.
It's good. But I guess then too, you and Eric put on a contest every year. How many years have y'all put on your contest?
So we started in 16. Was our first year. We started planning in 15. And it really came out of that, Nashville's a really cool city, and there used to be contests in Nashville, and they kind of went belly up. So we got to talking and we're like, why couldn't we do this? Never done one before in my life. But we had cook contests, so we knew what the cooks are looking for. So we decided to do one, and it's been really cool. We've been able to give a lot of money to charity and do a lot of really cool things, and it's grown and grown and grown to the point it is now. And it's shameless plug, March 14th, 15th next year. We're expecting about 150 teams. So 100 pro, 50 backyard teams, just right outside of Nashville, Lebanon, Tennessee. Great facility. Registration actually opens up a week from today. So, if anybody out there looking for a contest in March.
I mean, it's no Pine Bluff, but it's a nice little town.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a climb bluff, or how would you call it? Crime bluff?
Hey, we don't say that on this show, people. He is not associated with Shiggin Friday. Call him. That's Jason Cole of Gatlin, Tennessee.
And that's a big contest, Jason. So, man, the big draw, you got cool trophies, you got a lot of cash. What's the game?
Yep. So from the get-go, since we were in Nashville, we gave away guitars. We're the Music City, right? So we give away for Grand and Reserve, they get guitars, and then for the categories, we give away gold records. So if you win a category, you get a gold record. Second, silver. Third is bronze, and it kind of goes down from there. So, but we want to keep the music theme because we started in Nashville. So we do have I think we have pretty cool trophies. Everybody wants to win a gold record, right? They want to come here for a record deal, as people say. And we have a $10,000 purse. We have a lot of great sponsors that give us a lot of good stuff that we give away to the teams and judges alike. So, Yeti coolers,
Walking Music
sponsors, Jealous Devil, big sponsor of ours. So we've been very, very, very fortunate to have some big people get behind us.
And yeah, I think Yankee win it last year, and he wasn't even there. Isn't that what happened last year? Or no?
Yes. I saw some photos of him winning it. So he won it on a Saturday, then we had to change it up on a Monday, I believe. So it's all right. I believed it. It was more believable on the Saturday results.
Yes. Well, he was on stage. I saw the pictures that you posted. I saw him winning.
Right.
I mean, there's photos, man. That's hard evidence.
That's hard evidence.
Absolutely. You can't fake a photo, man. No, whatsoever. No, it is definitely one of the better contests that we go to. Just the amenities. He lets you guys come in, and you can talk about this. If people need to come in and drop off trailers, they can come in, correct?
Yeah. So there's some a week before our contest, there's a pretty big contest. So all those teams coming in from that contest, if they want to drop, they can. There's no fee to drop unless you need power. So the fairgrounds will charge us $25 for power. But if you just want to drop it, they'll let you do it for free.
Nice.
So, and there's a contest a week before there, or no, or close by?
No, there's a contest in Georgia the week before. So people coming, it's in Sippetswan. It's in Lawrenceville, Georgia, I think the name of the town is.
Yeah.
So people coming from Lawrenceville back to, wherever they're going, if they're coming through our city, we're more likely to, we're happy to have them there. So.
Yes, Shane, we did discuss this already, brother.
Hey, I watched the beginning of it, Shane.
Give out your address so they can come talk to you. Oh, that was good stuff. No, it's I think this contest up there, Smoke on the Shorts, gets bigger and bigger every year. How many teams did you say you had last year, and how many do you want? Like, where is your goal to top out at?
Well, Man, we have such an awesome facility. It's most everybody. Well, I'll say everybody's pretty much on asphalt or gravel. I mean, there's at that facility, I think there's 1,400 RV plugs. Obviously, we're not going to use all 1,400, but I mean, if we get above 200, 250, we may have to look at having judging in a different building, which is we can accommodate for it. So we've got plenty of space. Last year we had 93, 94 pro and 50 backyard. Our goal is always we like to get to 100 pro and 50 backyard. So if we go above that, obviously we can handle it. That's not a problem. We've been very fortunate when it comes to getting judges. People like to come to our contest to judge because we do give away judges gifts and things like that. Not a lot of competitions do that anymore. I don't know if you guys noticed down in Texas, a lot of contests give away gifts to judges anymore. So we try to do it right. We want everyone to have a good time and enjoy themselves at our contest and talk about it when we come back.
Yeah.
I was wondering too, I've cooked Pine Bluff the last 2 years, and I'm thinking, man, the only reason why I would go is because of the person. Man, how do they get judges? If I'm a judge and I wouldn't judge Pine Bluff once, man, I don't know that I would go back. Man, it's not like a booming metropolis where, man, it's a really nice place to visit. No offense to, the city of Pine Bluff, but
yeah,
I'm surprised they get people back.
Yeah, don't tag them in a comment there. You'll get
right. We're all watching the show tonight. We've never had this many viewers. The entire city of Pine Bluff.
Yeah.
You guys don't have a problem getting judges, Jake? I mean, for that many cooks or no? Is it
no? Eric, he does all coordination judges. Of course, everyone knows Eric Cantrell.
Yeah.
But we had judges from I think 33 states and 3 countries, and then we got an email just a couple weeks ago. A guy coming from the UK. He's going to be here in town for business. He's a KCBS judge. Wants to judge it. And we're like, hey, when it opens up, put it in. If you're here, we'll have you. But we typically get, 300 judges that sign up for it because they want to come and judge. And Eric does all the selection for that. So it was run. I will say this. I said this the other day. I'm just the ugly face of Smoke on the Shores, right? And I know Wes will agree with that. But there's a whole team behind us that do all this. They do the heavy lifting of it. So I would.
And are y'all getting J-Cup certified? I know when we were at the KCBS, it seemed like I think they were saying most of the judges were J-Cup certified as well, or something.
We like to have 100% J-Cup certified. So that's our goal. But the team behind us that do a lot of the work. So Eric, my wife Brandy, Kelly, Dennis gets involved as well. And then I got a lot of friends that help as well with the logistics and whatnot. So there's a whole team behind us that make this work because it's really hard to put on a contest, as I'm sure everyone knows. But it's fun at the end. I mean, we do it all for charity, give money away. That's what we're doing it for. And plus, we just want to have a kick-ass contest in Nashville.
Yeah.
And we're only about 20 minutes, I guess, from Nashville. So
it's good times. They have a train that goes one way. You can get you to Nashville. They're not getting you back. You got to figure out how to.
When I cooked there, I cooked the KCBS invitation. I drove to Nashville for dinner. So it's close enough to go hit dinner if you want. I mean, there was obviously places in Lebanon, but man, there was a couple places that me and Phil had hit in Tennessee. And
what's that place still? Urban Eats, is it?
Urban Grub.
Yeah. Very bougie.
That is a bougie place. I'm surprised you would go to Urban Grub. I mean, that's
he had on his chicken fried tuxedo, dude. Look at him. He was formal.
And they say when I show up in town, So
man, that shirt will get into anywhere.
It really will.
But man,
leave him alone. He's slow.
Yeah. And they got grilled oysters, Parmesan grilled oysters. Man, everything they cook is great. So.
Fred, let me just the other night for our 20th anniversary, and we went to this steakhouse. Wes, I'm sure you should try it out when you get here because it's really bougie. It's right up Wes's alley.
I don't do bougie, man. I don't like a good hamburger.
Waffle House guy.
I'm a Waffle House guy.
It was called Harper's, and let me tell you, it was phenomenal. They had Wagyu burgers. See, there you go. You go get your Wagyu burger.
And what was the
I thought
name
it was
of it?
called Wagyu.
Or Wagyu. I'm sorry.
I'm messing with you, Jason. I know.
It's called Harper's. It's downtown Nashville. It was really good. So we had a good time.
Man, I went to Peg Leg Porker's place too when I was there. Me and Luke went there. Man, it was good. I had a pulled pork sandwich. Man, it was delicious.
Yeah.
I don't know the guy, but man, it was really good. So
he does a good job. He's got a couple different concepts around town. So he's got a burger joint. There you go, Wes. He's got a burger joint. He's got a couple barbecue joints. So he's got a lot of different concepts.
Yeah, he's got his own bourbon, I think, too.
Yeah, he does.
What?
Yeah, it was actually ranked one of the best bourbons in the nation.
Yeah.
He's also got a really good barbecue contest right down there on the river in Memphis, right? Doesn't he do
He's
that?
involved in that somehow. I'm not sure how.
Yeah, that would be Smoke Slam, guys.
Yes.
So we're circling back to ribs.
Yeah, well, someone, where was it asked? That yeah, here we go. ZZ was like, not hearing anything concerning rib. This is all. Yeah, people are. They're no. We know you're not going to get off into that too much. But I think it was David. I think David was asking just a simple question of kind of getting us into the right area. Is your injection fairly simple, or are you one of those overly complex? You know, everything with your rubs to your injections is just a lot going on.
I think as cooks, we tend to complicate things ourselves, right? So I'm more of the keep simple, stupid kind of thing because I'm pretty slow. So I mean, my injection is really simple. It has gotten sweeter. It has gotten sweeter over the years.
Focus.
Good one, Jordan.
Focus.
Focus.
Focus. So my injection is pretty simple.
How simple is it?
Yeah.
If you want to put in certain products,
Exactly how simple is it?
first
Like
time
you said,
on the episode,
simple.
he's giving us world champion rib recipe. You go.
Don't tell anybody, right? You already
Nobody's watching.
Nobody's watching. It's 16 ounces of water, 4 ounces of maple syrup.
Maple syrup and ribs, really? Wow.
Yeah. And some product you never heard of it. It's made by a guy named LC.
The viewership just 30 people. They're coming back. I like that. Hey, here we go. It's water, as Aaron said, it's water and injection. Good
Yes.
start. Good start.
Yes. So it's water, maple syrup, and there's a few different 2 or 3 different phosphates I put in there. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I inject them the night before, leave them in there until the next morning. I bring them out, clean them up, season them, put them on. I mean, it's really simple. 2 rubs. I only use 2 rubs. Yeah, I don't try to make it complicated.
What about your? Are you more of a sweet rib guy, or do you like a little pop in your rib?
You know,
He doesn't have to tell it what it is. Just
We're getting there. We're chipping away.
You got to work for it, honey.
How sweet and what product is that?
We're going to the back.
I'm just saying.
What's that product too?
I got to.
This is Shiggin.
I'm not doing this shit for free now. So I think KCBS and Wes, I'm sure all the KCBS cooks on here will say it's gotten a lot sweeter over the years, right?
Yes.
To the point where it's not really my cup of tea. To be honest with you, it's become too sweet. But that's what the judges want, so that's what I'm going to give them, right? So, yeah, I'm using maple syrup, and when I wrap's pretty simple. It's just butter and sugar, a little bit of sauce. That's about it. It's not nothing really spectacular. I'm not trying to overcomplicate things because I think ribs.
No silver bullet in the wrapper.
No. I'm really trying to keep it simple. KCBS has really become a lot. It's become more of a tenderness contest. How well you can cook it. We're all cooking virtually the same things, right? And I'm sure it's the same way in other sanctioning bodies. A lot of people are using the same injections, using the same rubs. It's just how well you cook it and what table you land on. So my job is not screw it up. And I know that's hard, but that's my job. It's not screw it up.
Yeah. You're trying to give them a pretty down the middle rib and hit a good table. Just be honest. Yeah.
It's got some sweet to it. It does have a little pop of heat on the back, but I mean, it's nothing going to offend anybody. And I'm just trying to keep it really basic, really down the middle. So a table of 6 people, I only turn in 6 ribs. There's a little nugget. Yeah, I only turn in 6 ribs
every time, no matter what.
No matter what.
Do you put the one in the front or the back?
I put it in the front. The way I look at it is that I can only control certain things, right? So if I put 8 in the box or I put 10 in the box, that gives them more options to pick from. And I'm only going to put 6 in the box because I know I can control which one the judge is going to take. So that I only put 6.
And it's done well. And, sometimes it hasn't, but it does well. Man, for everybody out there, Jason, thank you. You gave out a lot. I know it wasn't writing down the recipes, but that's a shit ton of information. And, man, he gave it to you straight, people. So, man, pay attention to what he said.
Kudos, man. Seriously, that was awesome. Thank you for doing that.
Hey, no.
I don't think he was finished. I don't really think he was finished, right? I don't think he was finished.
I wasn't finished.
And he was going to start back over from start to finish it in a little bit more exact manner, but we just kind of wanted to ease it. He's an onion. We're peeling back the layers.
We got a few more minutes, Jason. If you don't mind, can you turn the Modelo horizontal?
Look at the
there's a little too much in there, guys. I'm going to tell you, when there's another Modelo pops up, we start getting into the actual brands.
Yeah, I can call downstairs and have one brought up to me now.
He has his own staff at his house. Yes. You talking about Rich? So I told you guys, he lives where the Titans live.
That's not true. That's not true.
It is true.
That's not true. The longer Wes talks, the bigger the legend grows more and more and more.
I have been to his house, guys. I've got pictures. Trust me. It's I was a little intimidated. I couldn't look Jason in his eyes for the first 2 months I knew him. I didn't know whether to curtsy, bow, kiss his hand. I didn't know what to do. So
I didn't know what to do with my hands.
pretty well. Just hold him there.
Very awkward.
And you've been in it a long time. I mean, Aaron brought up a question about spice, just in general, not necessarily ribs, but you've been in the game a long time. Have you noticed over the years things getting people are wanting a little more heat, or not?
I've been around a long time. My first competition was in 2003.
Right.
It's me and my oldest brother. That's how I got started in this crazy thing. Was me and my oldest brother talking shit to each other, and we did a contest together, and I loved it. I mean, the camaraderie amongst the teams, even like the first competition. You're talking about some of the Titans of barbecue. They were at this competition. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just there drinking beer, having a good time, and they were so helpful. Everyone's cheering on each other. We had an awesome time. So we started doing that just like once a year. But what I've noticed is, flavors have changed over the years, and we don't cook a lot, so we're trying to stay kind of middle of the road, not too spicy, not too sweet, not too salty. We're just trying to stay middle of the road, and it's a lot of trial and error. So I did take shout out to Chris Schaefer. No big deal. After I took his class because I didn't really know what I was doing on drums. I didn't know really how to control them. I didn't have timelines, and his class was amazing. He did an awesome job. I think, Phil, you were actually in my class.
That's what they tell me.
Yeah, that's what they tell me. You were asleep most of the time, but I mean, you were there.
Chris will actually tell you he did a phenomenal job.
To take a class. I'm like, God, no wonder it's so hard.
I think you were asleep most of the time.
Phil actually didn't want that to get out, so thanks, DJ. Jesus, man, we talked about this.
Yeah, and he can make up for it in more rib tips. Let's.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, if you do you want to? I'm an open book, so if you got a question about ribs, ask.
You're not too damn open. You wouldn't take my money.
Go ahead and call down for another one of those Modelos. Maybe.
Hey guys, por favor, get him a tall boy, quick. Open two. Yeah. Whatever that Windex Phil's drinking, get him one of those.
He told me, hey guys, he would give it all to us backstage. So
I'll
backstage,
hook you up.
we'll shut it down.
You just got to make a small donation. It's,
Get
Nashville
backstage is
smoke.
definitely donation driven, so.
Yeah.
Well, look, you've got to have his rib because I'm going to tell you when you go. I'll get the picture up if you went in the KCBS Invitational, but when you go to the Royal, there is a vast drop off between first and everything else. You get the square
drop off between first and 109th. I promise you that.
Yeah. Actually, Bill, can you talk about your rib recipe at the Royal? Do you mind?
And I was scared to try them. I thought they might be ruined,
Bill would have had a higher score if he would have missed turn in. Sorry, buddy. And that doesn't happen a whole lot, trust me. So I had to give him hell about it. But yeah, it's so that was your first square trophy there, right?
That was our first. That was really cool. That was a really cool experience. It may never happen again, but it was worth it. I loved it. It was fun. We had our shot the first day. Second day, whatever happened. We weren't too concerned.
Yeah.
They fall fast.
Yeah, from first to second.
So shameless plug. Go ahead.
From first to second, he's up. Of course, Wes is on stage with me, and he gets this ribbon. And why don't you tell that story? How you walked up there and you thought you.
So this is the honest to God truth. So I've cooked the Royal. This will be our 4th year coming up. 3 years. We could have cooked it before. I never wanted to drive out there. We go out there. We've always had good showings and calls, and we've been to the stage multiple times. But we never. If people that haven't cooked the Royal don't realize there's 2 things: you go to the stage, and you go on the stage. And they only let the top 3 on the stage. Well, I've always watched my good friends, and I'm like, man, we'll go up there and we'll get our little ribbon. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. We get to stay on our placards. I never pay attention to the lucky bastards behind us because I'm like, whatever. I always assumed that the top 3 got wooden trophies. So when we get the call, we get a 180 in rib and we go up there, and I'm just like, man, we finally get on the stage, and they make you wait, and you come up on stage. And I'm seeing everybody, and we're hugging, and I'm looking around like I'm about to get a wooden trophy. And I see them hand Jason his trophy, and I'm looking around, and bro, they handed me a 33-cent ribbon. And here we go.
And look at his face. He's like,
I literally walked off there, and again, 180 in ribs at the Royal. I was a little pissed off. I was like, man, I could have done this in 19th place.
Drop off to 4th. I'll let you know, Wes.
Right.
When you 180 ribs at the Royal and it's 4th, man, the drop off, there's another level of drop off there. Okay.
Still, though, I'm looking over at him, and like Jason wouldn't even let me touch the damn trophy. I go to reach for it, and he like pulls back. I'm like, oh man, it was tough. We don't even want to get into this story.
And I owe him 2 t-shirts now, Jordan.
Yes, never. Poor guy.
I got 2.
Woo!
Oh,
that'll be a good backstage.
It absolutely will. We need to get Jordan and we need to get Mr. Fred back here to talk about some award-winning brisket at the Royal as well. You think we can get some cheater notes?
Yeah,
we're going to a notepad.
Yes, 33-cent ribbon from that beautiful that he's already got the spotlights on in his little man cave, and I think I've lost that ribbon. I don't even know where it's at.
Do you want to see the trophy, Wes? I mean, I
don't.
I got it over there.
Just think how many teams are out there.
You ought to pull it out, Jason. I think you ought to pull it out.
I'll go get y'all. Hang on one second. I'll get it.
No, I was my shot, and I missed it. So, well, thank you guys for coming out tonight. We're going to play it. If we can just get off right now, we don't have to see this.
Was that the invitational or was that the open?
That was invitational. Yeah.
That was invitational. Okay.
Yeah. That was.
Oh, wow.
That was the one. Jesus Christ.
There you go. It's kind of heavy.
Yeah. I can see you got some wax on it. You've kept it up. It's nice and shiny.
Yeah. Yeah. That was really cool. That was, I know you guys, y'all have had some really cool wins, and y'all y'all cook a whole lot more than I do. So, there's probably top 5 moments that you've had cooking barbecue and contests you've won and things like that. And this is the top 5 moment for me. It was just a really cool experience. The experience with my really good friend Jeff and a lot of barbecue family. It was just an awesome experience. So, top 5 memory for me, for sure.
And then he follows it up with another top 5 memory at the KCBS World Invitational when he wins another rib world champion. So I got to keep bringing that up, guys, because y'all need to hit him up to do a rib class. Can we get that maybe going? Seriously.
No one wants to hear from me, Wes. I told you this last night. No one wants to hear from me.
So can we maybe?
Somebody told me you dropped a pork box once. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah. So we were at High on the Hog in Winchester, Tennessee. Another iconic contest, been around for 30-something years in Tennessee. And Dennis was with me, and I'm slicing money mussels, and I had it in the box, and he opens the door, and the door hits the box.
Another one won't hurt, Jordan.
It flew up in the air, slow motion, bam, hits the ground. And he looks at me, I look at him, I'm like, well, let's pick it up. So I pick it up, and there's an older cook, been around for a long time. His name's Barry Johnson, Shiggin Pig. He doesn't cook anymore, but when he cooked, man, he was phenomenal cook. And so I pick it up, I look at it, and there's no hairs on it. I'm like, let's go. So I put it in the box, and damn if we get a 180 on it. So
we knew it was gonna walk. Yeah, of course. You
Delicious.
can't drop it on purpose. It don't work if you drop it on purpose. But if you drop it on accident, then you might get away with it. There's a good chance you will.
I would say you shocked it.
Shock it. Me. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say, didn't Kit say you like to give it a little shake, just a little?
Oh, that's when he rednecks. If he rednecks it, he gets up there right when he gets to the table. He just gives the box a shake, and then he turns.
Rednecks.
It might look better after he shakes it. Truth be
That's one of
told.
his rednecks.
He just kind of sips it in place.
Yeah.
That's so funny. It's so good.
I guess they're saying you actually ended up winning that contest with a 713 as well. Yeah.
713 with a drop box.
Yes, and they have an ancillary contest beforehand. Smithville usually sponsors that contest, and
Won that too, huh? Yeah.
actually I did. So they give you
Man, top 5 moments. Top 5 moments. I think we're gonna have to go to top 10, huh? Maybe at least.
They gave you a point by Smithfield, and I had a few drinks, and I was gonna butterfly these pork loins, or slice them and butterfly them, and I cooked them, and dude, I screwed it up big time. So I'm like, we need to put sauce on this. So I go in the trailer, and I find this 2-year-old bottle of Blues Hog, and sitting in
my God.
So I get it out, I open it up, and I smother this thing with Blues Hog, and it turned it in. It looked like, it looked horrible. It looked absolutely horrible. Sauce is all over the box. No garnish at all. We turn it in, and sure enough, we win that freaking thing. And I couldn't believe it. So 2-year-old bottle of Blues Hogs won it for me.
Somebody
Sponsorship getting tonight. He'll be sponsored by tomorrow.
Yeah. Just email me, smokeontheshores.com. That's that's all you do.
I think we're going to have, I think Tim and Brother Dickie are going to come on in a couple of weeks. So, they were out at Pine Bluff, and I was talking to Tim, and hey, you want to come on? Oh yeah, I'd love to. They love watching the show or whatever. I don't think Brother Dickie knows he's coming on yet, but I got to sort that out.
Where are we at? What is this?
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, we got that in the lineup, and I think we got Bushmaster next week. Is that right?
We do have Chris. Mr. Chris Webb will be on here next week, and then we got Mr. Tim, the walking GC that's pissed that he got an RGC.
He's amazing.
It's good to be that damn good, right?
He's just freaking amazing.
Dude, that guy's probably, I've been told he's got the best palate in barbecue. He doesn't miss. Takes a hiatus for months upon months, and comes out, runs off 2, and then damn near gets a 3rd one. Won it last year.
I do that, Jason, because a lot of people talk about Tim and the best palate. Do you make a lot of adjustments on the cutting board? Do you have a lot of different rubs and spices to where you can, I don't really like the taste of that. Let me throw something, just kind of live it in the moment, or what?
I think a lot of KCBS contests and probably a lot of contests are won and lost on the cutting table. So
Yeah.
I'll taste it if it needs salt or rub or whatever. I grind my rubs up for finishing dust. So I'll taste it, dust if it needs to. Sometimes it doesn't need dust, but yeah, I think a lot of times you can win or lose a contest based on the cutting table. So yeah, I have it sitting there for me to use just in case I need it, in case it needs something. Because sometimes it comes out like, I just don't really know what it is, needs something on it. Yeah. And then I always think I wear this ribbon on my wrist. It's WWWD. What would Wes do? And,
We're getting 21st place today, boys. But I hope the other three do well. We got asked. We know we're around where you finish. Where are you cooking at? Everybody does different on the drums.
Yeah, so I usually try to start around 400, 375 to 400. And then as soon as I put them on, I bring them down. And of course, I'm running a water pan, and I'll spin them every 20 minutes. But I'll start around 375, 400. And then I'm running, when I bring it down, I'm running at 300 the entire time.
Okay.
Are you flipping them? A lot of those hot fats got to flip those ribs.
Yeah, I'll flip them. Yeah, I'm rotating every 20, flip after an hour, then, still rotating, and then I'll wrap them after another hour.
And do you flip in the wrap, or do you keep them bone side down or up, or what?
I flip in the wrap, yeah. Okay. So, but I mean, so when I put them in the wrap, they're in their meat side up for like 15 minutes, right? And then I'll open it up, I'll flip them meat side down, and then about 20 minutes after that, I'm checking to see where they're at, just to because I think ribs are probably, in my opinion, probably one of the hardest things to cook. It's such a thin piece of meat. You can, in 5 minutes, you can overcook it really, really quick. So, and I was telling Wes this last night. I started checking them a little earlier because I was afraid I was going to overcook them. And the one time I did check them a little earlier, we ended up, winning ribs. And I was like, okay. And we're superstitious. I think we're all superstitious, right? Sure. So it did it one time, and we won ribs. So I'm going to do it all the time now. So,
yeah. I'm sure you're wrapping the color like everybody else, right? You're not wrapping to a time. You're just trying to get a nice mahogany on it, get your rub set, then it goes in probably the same time because you do everything the same. You kind of know when it's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I'm cooking, there's 9 bones in a rack. I'm trying to make them all the same width, right? So if I do happen to get ribs from other racks, they're all the same size. Ideally you like to get ribs from the same rack, but that rarely happens, right? So I'm trying to make everything as simple as possible. So if I have to get 2 ribs from one rack or another rib from a third rack, they're all the same size.
Yeah, Jason, I know you can't see the comments like we can see them. There's a lot of thank yous on here. Just they're loving the info, man. They really are. So
I appreciate that.
No, I mean you're kind of stepping into it a little deeper than a lot. Now we get it. We're trying to pick up. I mean, again, the whole Shiggin fried thing. We're trying to pick up a tip or two to help out the audience, but you've let a lot of good info go.
Hey, tell you what, when I started doing this,
a lot more info than Aaron Stouffer. I'll tell you that.
There's no doubt.
When I started doing this, there wasn't shows like this. I was there was the barbecue forum, if anybody remembers that, and. Yes. So that was it. And in cookbooks, I wish when I started doing this, there were shows like this that would have people on to say, hey, here's what I'm doing. And maybe not give away everything, but they give away a few tips and tricks that could help somebody. Because at the end of the day, we're not competing against each other. We're competing against 6 people at a table, more than likely, right? So I want to see Wes do good, but I mean, I want to beat Wes, right? But sure. I want to see him do well, right? So if I can help anybody along the way, that's what it's all about.
Well, let's jump to our conversation last night. How invested are you in watching me do good? I got 100 bones on that recipe. 100 bones. How well do you want to see me do?
That's an excellent question. We can have a sidebar conversation about that.
All right. Well, we'll talk about it. It depends. If you're going to do that, I'm going to back out of the Jordan class.
Getting first and you getting second at the Royal. I'm pretty sure he's probably happy with that result.
What's that now?
I said, I'm going to guess you were probably pretty happy with you getting first and Wes getting second at the Royal.
Man, I tell you, The really cool thing about that was Wes said it earlier. He was sitting right in front of me.
Yeah.
And the guy what was that guy's name that won the whole thing?
You talking about a machete?
No. The guy that won, he won the Invitational.
Faded. Faded up in the Northeast. Yeah.
They were right behind us. They were sitting right behind us. So when they called ribs, second place ribs, and Wes jumps up, Hannah jumps up, and it was an awesome experience to have that with them. And again, I wasn't expecting much at all. So when they call, and the announcer at the Royal wasn't, let's just say he wasn't the best. Can we agree with that?
Yeah.
So
yes, we're going to go with that.
So he would name like the team number first, and then
horrible.
It was horrible. I vaguely remember our team number, and then I heard our name, and I mean it was just a really cool experience.
Yeah, and the team number and your spot was like 7 to 8 numbers off, so people didn't know what it was at first. You had to figure it out. And I would just want to hear, just say the damn name. Just say the name.
They did it both days, right? You would think that after feedback day one, like, man, why are we going to do that day two too? Man, can you just read the name?
Yeah.
I don't remember them doing it day 2. Did they do it day 2? I didn't.
They did.
They did. Man, it was cringeworthy both days. I don't know. Man, just read the name. That's it.
Yeah. I'm with you guys. First of all, we'll get to Mr. Fred's comment here in just a second because you got this legend over here asking you for some tips. But I hate when they do the numbers before instead of a call, and I can't stand whatever region it is that calls everybody up to the stage and then they do it.
I think that's Festival of Discovery, right?
They do that. They're part of that, but it's in that Georgia, South Carolina. And guys, I despise it. Like it's the worst way to do a contest, in my opinion.
Now, and it's to the point I don't want to go back.
Festival Discovery, they call all 10 up at one time onto the side
of
the stage.
I don't care for that.
Not a big fan.
I don't like that at all. So, because if you're not in that top 10, you're like, okay, on to the next category.
Now I got to wait. They're going to call them, and then they get to call them twice, and I'm not in it. So I got to sit here twice and watch people walk. And it's like, I know Darren Worth talks about it on several podcasts that he even started not going to contests because of that. If they did it that way, he just didn't want to go. He said it was hard. He said he hates it worse than anything.
Not a big fan.
Yeah, they want to go back to Fred. Do you trim your ribs down to the bone, or are you okay with a little nub of cartilage? Are you doing rib tips? It would have paid off in Pine Bluff. What are you laughing about?
I try to make my ribs anywhere from like 4.5. I want to be about 4.5 wide, right? That's what I'm shooting for.
Damn. There's another little nugget.
Yeah, and I measure them. Yes, my wife thinks I'm an idiot, but yes, I do measure them out.
Regardless, that's weird. You don't have a ruler in your thing. How do you measure it? Sorry.
I tell my wife all the time, this is 6 inches. You know,
the old Irish 6, huh? I see. I got it. Yes, I got it. Good stuff. We're going to have a whole shitload of 4.5-inch ribs this coming weekend. They're going to think Jason's there.
No, if it helps you, it helps you. If you don't do well, don't blame me. So,
blame Wes.
Blame Wes.
Absolutely. Talk to West.
It's West's fault.
Well, we'll see you out there on the circuit here soon, and I'm guessing you're going to try to get some in next year as well. You kind of come in the middle of the year. You don't go too early. You don't do late. You're the middle of the year kind of guy.
So typically, the first contest we do will be the one in Georgia, Sipping Swan. So that's usually our kickoff because we just got so much going on. Because our contest is the week after that, so it's really with everything going on with the organizing, it's just hard to get away. But then after our contest, we'll pick it up. I like South Haven. That's a really nice contest.
Yes,
we've done well there in the past.
Not allowed back.
Yeah,
we've done well.
We're not. I'm sorry, Jace. We're not getting into that. Please stop. We're not, that's behind the thing. Disregard his comment, Jason. I am going back. I've got to clean up some stuff.
Well, they do a good job. Now their awards are long, which I don't really care for, but it's an MBN KCBS contest. But I like that contest, so we'll go there. And there's a few that we like to hit, but now I just want to go to contests that have really cool trophies and not too far away.
Right.
So we'll try to hit 8 to 10 contests a year. When some of our really good friends is Lynn and Paul from Hooters and Tutors. So we always like to go to a contest where they're at so we can hang out with them. I am going to go if Paul's on here. I'm hitching a ride with Paul down to Lakeland, Florida this next year.
Nice.
And hopefully somebody out there can loan me some drums and I'll cook under a pop-up tent. So I always wanted to go to that contest. And I told my wife, I said, hey, we're going to do it this year. So as long as Paul's driving down there, we're gonna hitch a ride with him.
Absolutely. People are not wanting the show to end, man. They just want you to keep drinking. Giving out good info. Even Jordan asked, does it concern you if you get into the bone and get that pullback on both sides of the rib?
On both ends of the rib? Like both? Yeah. I don't like those.
I was going to say, part of those ones where you go ahead. I'm imagining he's thinking about the ones that they look good, but they're kind of got that end that it's super easy to come off. So if you bite into it and it comes off, the judge are going to say, "Oh, it's overdone."
It's touch and go, just because, like, just exactly what you said. I mean, if it's the judge will bite into it, and they could take it as it's overcooked, and it's really not overcooked. It's just coming back from the bone a little too much. So sometimes yes, sometimes no. I know it's a vague answer, but yeah, it's hard. I don't like the bones. I'm sure you guys see them all the time where like the first 3 bones have those huge knuckles, on the end. I don't like those. I like the ones that have smaller cartilage bones on that one side.
Really?
Yeah.
How many racks do you
like a smaller bone anyway, don't you? Thank you, John. Appreciate you, man.
That's what she said. Yep.
Man, he said he likes a 4.5-inch bone.
Do you Hollywood cut yours, or do you normal 50-50?
I'm straight up down the middle, brother. Straight up down the middle.
And how many racks do you cook, Jason?
Just four. So that's all I can get on the drum. I mean, I'm cooking 9 bones per rack. So if I can't get 6 bones out of 36 bones, and there's something else wrong with me, right? So, but hey, there's been times when it was touch and go whether I got 6 bones out of those. Because there's been contests where you have one rack that just blows out and you can't do anything with it.
Sure.
So that's happened a few times, but
especially when you're pushing them that far. So
yeah. I like Brian. Hey, I like Brian's question here. If I'm going to ask you something for Jordan needs to give me some brisket stuff. Right?
Yeah, Jordan, you've asked several good questions tonight. Can you give us a little nugget before we get off here? You got to give us something like the brisket, man.
I can't wait to see this nugget. I can't wait to see this.
Yeah.
We're about to I got a feeling we're about to get a nugget.
Yeah. Smart ass and it coming right here. Here it comes. He can't tight fast him. He just dropped his trimming knife. He's trying to tight real fast. We just do a little alley loop.
Jordan's gone.
I wouldn't say this to his face, but there's a lot of great people on the barbecue circuit, and Jordan's one of them. He's an absolute pleasure to be around, to talk to. He doesn't give you shit when he asks you questions, but he's an actual gem. So
he really is. He said he's left the group.
Allie, I strangled him. He's in the other room.
He's here. Before we get off of this thing, because we can go as long as you guys want. These people are still active; they're loving it. But I was going to tell you, if anybody Phil, did you guys decide if you were going to go into Vidalia or what you're going to do before the Royal? You guys going up to BBQ or what?
Man, we're coming home.
Okay,
we're going to come home after the Oak Invitational, and then we'll have 2 weeks for the Royal. So we'll come home and. Man, I'm sure cook somewhere on that in between, somewhere in Texas. I don't know where yet. I don't know, and then we'll just drive back up to Kansas City. So
I got you.
Reed's in school, and get house stuff or whatever. So it's a long time to be. We'd be going like a month. So we're gonna do the Jack, then the Royal Oak Invitational, come back, then we'll go to Kansas City. So Vidalia is safe or anywhere. We'll cook in Texas that weekend.
Yeah. Well, we do still need some
Bill's
teams.
going
Guys.
to Vidalia. Bill's like, I'm going to Vidalia.
He may pop up over there.
I'm not going.
Well-
I did get a message to ask about Dennis driving home from South Haven. Almost a West Garrett move is what I'm being told. So.
Oh, this is the favorite part of our show. Let's hear it. Let's hear the launch. Let's pull the lever.
Now, hey, the disclaimer is this allegedly happened. Okay, allegedly. I will say this: my father-in-law is he is an amazing man. He is by far the smartest person I know. Yeah, and he's just really cool dude. And I'm very fortunate to have a father-in-law like him. So, but he's let's just say he's not the best driver. So we're coming home from South Haven, and he was.
Thank you, Stephen. Sorry, we got someone from New Zealand.
Hey, Stephen will be at the Jack. He got the bung for the Jack Cook Cartel. So
thank you, buddy.
Yeah,
you got New Zealand tuning in to you.
Oh, sweet, that's awesome. So we're driving back, and they were doing construction in Jackson, Tennessee, and so he's driving. It's night, and you go through the construction zone, and we get outside the other side of the construction zone. People are driving past us, flicking us off, honking the horn at us, and all kind of stuff. And so we get to a rest stop, and he's like, "I got to the bathroom." I'm like, "Okay." So he gets out, goes to the bathroom, and I just happened to look back, and we're missing the pipe that goes to the Blackwater tank. So he had hit one of those orange barrels. Allegedly. He had hit one of those barrels, and it went up under the trailer, and it wrapped around the pipe and ripped it right off. Well, we've been in South Haven for a few days, so that Blackwater tank was percolating, right?
Percolating.
I don't know anything about Blackwater tanks.
The bag was bloated.
So whoever was behind us on the interstate, they truly got a shit show. I mean, it was. Yeah,
these bugs are terrible. They just keep smushing all over.
After the conversations last week, Wes, did you see? I sent that to you. The Dave Matthews Band, they pulled the lever on top of that bridge, and there was a cruise ship underneath, and the whole shitter went on like 200 people. They fined them 200 grand. They got fined.
Yeah,
and look up the Dave Matthews Band article on. Pulling the lever.
Hey, Phil, why would you tell me that? What does that have to do with me?
Man, it's a warning. It's a warning.
Everything that came out in South Haven.
Next to Wes at the Royal. I'm glad I'm not next to Wes.
Everything that happened at South Haven is biodegradable.
Bridge.
Just, hey, guys, if you're going to do it, make sure you're not next to a road where somebody can get hit and they all go behind your trailer.
Check for cameras. No cameras.
Right. Fence off behind your trailer.
No guy was going to get hit.
I didn't know some drunk was going to run across and get splattered all over the road. He's alive, guys. I don't want to hear it, but yeah.
He kind of smells. He's alive, but he stinks a little bit.
It actually braced his fall. He slid some. There's a.
You actually helped him out, is what you're trying to say, right? You helped him out.
You're welcome. Yeah, even Hannah, she's still on me. She's like, "You're so redneck."
And we got to get Jordan on here because Jordan's shitter broke at the Royal, and Peyton and his dad, I think, brought him a pipe. I think it was Jordan, or no, it was the Jack. It was at the Jack, and Peyton comes driving in with a pipe for a shitter at the Jack. And there's a lot of shitter stories apparently in barbecue.
Well, Jordan's all about them little Debbie cakes. It was bad. It was rough. Yeah, we've gone south here, man. I think we've got all the rib stuff out of him that we're going to get tonight. If you guys are
like, I don't know what else I can tell you. I mean,
I say everybody hit Jason up on his inbox.
At the Royal, just cook them for me at the Royal. I don't even need the recipe.
Sure.
Just cook them.
Tell you what, I'll cook them. I'll turn it in for you. I got you. I got you.
Yeah. We just need 6 bones.
Man, it is an hour and 30 minutes, Jason. I appreciate the time, man. It's been a great
awesome show, man.
It's been a blast.
Yeah, and if you want to go and maybe plug the contest again, the dates, registration, and all that, so everybody's fully aware.
It's March 14th, 15th next year. Lebanon, Tennessee. We're outside of Nashville. Website smokeontheshores.com. Registration opens up next Tuesday. So if you go on there, just click on the team application, apply. So if you sign up, we've always done this from the get-go. You can sign up next week, and registration fees aren't due until the 1st of January. So we'd love to have you. Love to have you come to Nashville, see us. Hopefully you guys walk away with a guitar and a gold record.
Nice.
It's awesome, man. Those are the real gold records they use at the labels, right? When they do it for the
So
they're
my
legit.
wife actually came up with the idea of having gold records. So Nashville, a little side note, Nashville is one of the largest record pressing cities in the country. And so I contacted a record pressing company and asked if I could buy gold records. And they don't actually play them here. They send them out to different places. So I found a place. These are actually the real deal Holyfield gold records that you would get for if you had a top song in country music or rap music or whatever kind of genre you have. But this is a real deal Holyfield. So and the silver ones are platinum as well.
Nice. That sounds super cool, man. Way cool.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I got a banjo, but I don't have a guitar. I might see you there, Jason.
Come on with the guitar. I mean, it's a rap guitar, and I've got one here. I'll tell you what, I can show it to you. Hang on.
Yeah.
Man, why don't you do that?
Throw it off.
I can't get the damn record to show, but yeah, they're awesome, man. Just they're legit. I mean, they really are awesome. But he does cool. I mean, you get Yeti coolers, guitar, records. It's
There it is, right there.
All right.
That's badass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, super cool. Super cool.
But
I think Bill Hine with Triple H has a whole band.
He has an orchestra over there.
He does. He's won like 3 in a row.
Yeah.
So
he won it last year, huh?
no, it wasn't him last
It was Continental Barbecue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was reserved, but then he won it the year before and then the year before, right?
Yeah, he's won it a couple of times. 1-2 Barbecues won it. Let's see, Rooters and Tutors have won it. I'm trying to think of all our winners, but we've had some pretty cool winners. So we'd love to have everybody. I mean, we got plenty of space, plenty of room, plenty of power, plenty of water. There's on-site restrooms. There's dump stations on site. So we're really focused on teams. We try to make it the best contest we can. So we're always trying to improve ourselves. So
Jordan said he can't get a call. He's done.
Whatever. We'll see you there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, man, thank you for
Wes, or no? How are we looking on the questionnaires? We're good.
Oh man, there's a lot of comments I haven't put up because it's kind of the same thing. They have gotten somebody to feed them info, and they are loving it. So, kudos to you, Jason. I know I keep saying it. We got to limit it. We're not going to ask somebody to give their, extreme details, but I think he gave that a pretty damn good bit of, you get some good stuff, and we got some people in here that's got good rubs and injections.
Yeah.
I think it could be dangerous with the info.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, we
Man, good to see you. Appreciate you coming on, buddy.
Hey, man, I appreciate you having me.
Appreciate you, Shig Nation.
You gonna shut it down, Wes? Give us a little
sir.
close.
We'll get it going. Got to let that beat drop. It's coming.